So tell me about yourself.
Hi everyone, it's Bernie Uche here, and welcome to my first official video on this channel, IT State of Mind. I'm really happy to be here, and I thought, what better way to introduce myself to you all than to answer the question that comes up in almost every single interview that you're going to have, as long as you're interviewing with a different person at the company each time. And that question being, can you tell me more about yourself? Or can you go beyond your resume and tell me who you are? Something like that, some variation of that will come up in almost every interview that you get into. So I thought, what better way to introduce myself? So one important aspect of this is to understand that this is your unique opportunity to control the narrative in your interview. This is your time to shine, as the interview is, but your time to shine unencumbered. This is your story, and you have the chance to tell it. So let's go ahead and tell that story. Now, there are many structures and many formats out there that people use and that they swear by. I've got mine, as you're going to see in this video. But we're also going to go through a structure by someone I respect. Jermaine Murray, we call him the job father in the Black community, okay? And he's on a mission to get 500 Black people in tech, and he's already at 400 or so. Now, we're gonna walk through the framework that he lays out for you to answer this question, and I think it's fantastic. But I also want to show you Bernie's way, how I do it. Now, how I do it is not by the book by any means. It's really dependent on my personality and my ability to read the mood and the body language and just the feelings of the person interviewing me. And then I go for this. I call it the narrative storytelling approach, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But I want to show you this structure and walk you through this. But first, let's get to Jermaine's structure and let's understand how he handles this question. I'm excited to share a bit about my background with you. With over 12 years of experience in cloud and technology in general, I've built a very strong foundation in customer success, sales, and consulting, just generally customer-facing responsibilities. This directly aligns with the responsibilities of this role. At my previous company, my involvement in cloud financial management sharpened my skills in financial analysis as it pertains to software as a service. This led to my client seeing a 50% reduction in spending waste and 300% improvement in ROI. This opportunity at insert company here feels like a natural progression for me. The focus on quality and outstanding performance aligns perfectly with my career trajectory and my commitment to self-improvement and general customer satisfaction. Joining insert company name excites me because it's not just a role. It's where my professional journey, skills, and the company's ambitions converge. My experience and passion position me well to contribute to your company, making me a great fit for your team. So, what do y'all think of this? Let me know in the comments, and we'll contrast this with the way that I do this. But I love this framework and I love this way to answer this question. It's simple, it's to the point. It doesn't tell your entire origin story, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But what it does do is it shows value to the organization that you're joining based on the greatest hits of things that you've done over the course of your career, or at least in your previous company. I think this is a great technical answer and a very safe way for those people who may not have the confidence or the personality to elaborate and fully engage your interviewer. but also this is just a way that I know works. As I said, Jermaine has helped over 400 people get into tech. This framework works, but I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, so let me tell you about Bernie's way. Here's what I do. I use a narrative, or what you might call a storytelling approach, based on the past, present, and future format. What does this mean? Well, it's the ability to tell a good story. It's a fundamental skill in any client-facing role. Your customers want to be provided with information in a way that's not cookie cutter, but it's valuable to them, informative, and yes, engaging. This is your chance to tell your unique story, so tell it. I split this narrative into 3 parts: Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. In Act 1, I give information about my background, my upbringing, how I got into the industry, and what I've done in my past roles. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you don't dive into your background and your upbringing, that it's not relevant to the role.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
But I like to include this because usually it adds more conversation, but also adds color to not just my intent, but how I got to be who I am and the foundations of my value system, which does apply to the role if you can make the connection. In Act 2, I continue to talk about my past roles, especially as I've done quite a lot of work in my career, and I start to sow the seeds for the conversation around what I do today, right? In Act 3, I summarize my past roles, I summarize my present roles and achievements, and then I talk about how I'm going to be a key piece of this company's future and the value I'm going to bring them. Now, optionally, if you've built a good rapport with your interviewer, or if you have the time, you can go into what I call the epilogue, where I talk about myself outside the workplace. So this could be things about volunteer work, your family, hobbies even. All these things are things that some people will tell you don't introduce. But I like it because it creates a sense of self and it gives them a sense for who you truly are. And people like to work with people that they find interesting. Not just interesting in a work way, but interesting outside. This is how you build bonds and build connections as well. So you have to be a little bit tactical here, and maybe if someone's a bit stiff as an interviewer, you might not want to do this. Maybe if the person's a bit more talkative, a bit more chatty and happy-go-lucky, you can do this. This is a judgment call that you're going to have to use. But let me just talk about the acts. So Act 1, as I said, I described what that is. But remember, that should be 1 minute. Act 2, 1 minute. And Act 3, another minute. And if you do have the time, or again, if you feel like you built that relationship with that person, you can throw in another minute to do your epilogue. I will go 3 to 4 minutes max on this whole thing. All right, let's go. Thanks for having me today. I really appreciate your time. I was born in Nigeria, brought up in 5 different countries, which has really fueled my worldview around diversity, equity, and inclusion. But my love for technology started as a young kid, where my dad introduced me to all the technologies ahead of my classmates. But I've always been wanting to build bridges and connections with people, and that combination led me after university to seek a career in tech sales at CDW Canada, where I excelled hitting my quota for the first 15 months in a row, and overall doing 96% goal attainment. I then needed to further my career, and I left to become a field sales executive at a startup called Synergize. Being at the forefront of a young company that was growing was something that interested me, and we succeeded beyond our imaginations, and Google actually purchased the company. But I had kept hearing my clients talk about the cloud, and as a result of putting my ear to the ground, I started to study the cloud. And from there, I got a job at IBM, where I became, after 5 years, the lead solution engineer, helping clients get a stranglehold on the cloud through the IBM Cloud Platform. But then again, I listened, and AI was another important theme that kept coming up. So I joined People AI, as an implementation consultant, where I was helping lead implementations for the largest clients and bringing them value in their go-to-market activities. At CDW, I learned grit, determination, and how to handle objections. And that is evidenced by my quota attainment over the 3 years I was there. At Synergize, I had to help develop the entire sales ecosystem under the tutelage of the CEO. And from there, I had to learn adaptability by going to 33 cities, being more in the field, talking to people one-on-one, doing trade shows. And then at IBM, I became a solution engineer. This is more technical, so I had to learn the nitty-gritty granular details of the technology. And at People AI, that was where I honed my customer success skills. I'm a consultant who helps our customers adopt, govern, and develop strategies to help them succeed in the cloud. And boy, have our clients been successful. So my career has taken me on many different paths, from inside sales to field sales to becoming a solution engineer, then a lead implementation consultant, and now a cloud computing consultant for the largest clients in Canada. So what have I learned along this journey? As I said, I've learned that I'm adaptable. I've learned that I'm determined. I've learned that I hit my targets consistently, that I can learn deeply technical things and bring value to my clients that way. But I've also learned how to have C-suite level conversations and think strategically and bring my innovative thinking to my clients. All of this is what I'm going to bring to you. And you're going to see the value of that innovation, of that strategic thinking, of that determination to succeed, and of that record of achievement. I'm going to bring that to you, and your clients are going to see the best of your company. Outside of work, I'm a husband, a father. I really love content creation, and I have a soccer podcast where my friends and I talk about soccer, and I should say football, the game you play with your feet. I have a travel vlog and a YouTube channel that my wife and I keep up for whenever we travel. Of course, I'm a foodie. I'm also really passionate about diversity, equity, and inclusion, as I said, and that manifests in the nonprofit that I run called Black Mint, where we help raise awareness of tech for Black youth. And we've been blessed to give out $50,000 thereabouts in scholarship funds, and we've worked with over 300 kids in all sorts of experiential ways that have really broadened their horizons. And I'm so excited about the work that we're going to continue to do. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this interview, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know you and more about the company. Thank you to you. I know we can get very formulaic sometimes, right? And I think that's also important to give you structure. But we cannot lie to ourselves about the fact that people often make these decisions based on who they like. And you have to give people a chance not just to respect your skill set, but to potentially like you as well. Because we're technologists, we get really deep on the technical attributes that we have, and not always the sort of soft and social attributes. And we need to build on that, because the people who do get these jobs half the time without a referral are simply the people that people like. It happens more than you think. So if we can work on that together, I think you'll be fine. So I hope you learned about how to answer, the question, can you tell me about yourself? And I hope you got to learn a little bit about me as well. So I'll talk to you all soon. My next video is probably going to be a bit more technical in nature, but if you like this kind of content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, give me some comments, give me some feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my framework and what Jermaine put out there as well. Put that in the comments, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Peace.